San Diego has a traffic problem, and it's big. Our most congested freeway, the 805, constantly has traffic backed up to a standstill, especially during rush hour. This freeway serves the biggest job centers in the county, massive population centers, and even cross-border commuters from Tijuana. Enter the Purple Line, a true heavy rail line that if built will serve as the backbone of San Diego's urban development for decades. The line as originally envisioned will run from the border at San Ysidro up to Sorrento Valley via the 805 freeway corridor. From the border northward, it is planned to stop at San Ysidro, Chula Vista, National City, Euclid Avenue, City Heights, SDSU Mission Valley/Stadium, Kearny Mesa, UTC, and Sorrento Valley. So that's cool and all, but why should this line be built? The Purple Line largely parallels the Interstate 805 corridor. With the huge number of jobs this line would service, along with the vast number of residents living along the corridor, the line would quickly and efficiently serve commuters during the busy rush hours. However, this line has significant utility outside of 9 to 5 commuting as well. It serves a well-trafficked corridor far faster than even driving options, which could serve as an efficient trunk for public transportation trips. Let's take a look at some examples of how this line would speed up transit trips. If I lived in UTC and wanted to take a trip to the stadium to watch an SDFC match, driving would be far faster. Driving at peak hours would take approximately half an hour, whereas taking the trolley, with the transfer, takes a whole hour. With the Purple Line, it would take 11 minutes. It would speed up this common trip by a factor of 6. Here's another example. If I lived in South County and worked a biotech job, a commute from National City to Sorrento Valley would take a bit over an hour driving at rush hour and nearly double that by transit. With the Purple Line, that time gets slashed to little over 20 minutes. That is 3 times as fast as driving for commuters and 5 times faster than existing transit trips. This line would be an absolute game changer. In fact, the Purple Line is so fast that it directly rivals driving when the freeway is empty. Despite missing the traditional downtown core, this line is uniquely suited for its location. San Diego has an unusually weak downtown, which is only the 3rd biggest job center in the county. This line connects the other 3 of the 4 largest employment centers: Sorrento Valley, the largest, Kearny Mesa, the 2nd largest, and UTC, the 4th largest, all of which are on the north part of the line. In the middle, the Purple Line facilitates transfer opportunities with other trolley lines and gives rail access to underserved, dense neighborhoods. In the south, this line will accommodate the significant cross-border traffic that commutes to San Diego jobs every day. It is planned to terminate at San Ysidro Station, which is already by far the busiest origin-destination station in the San Diego trolley system. Additionally, the South Bay cities will feed a ton more riders into the line. Before taking a detailed look at each individual station, as a disclaimer, in the concept study where SANDAG, the regional planning agency, gave a more in-depth look at the project, they excluded the southern section of the line, which I have colored red, from the study due to the uncertainties involving other project roles in San Diego's South Bay. Due to a very significant amount of the ridership on the line coming from people crossing the border and South Bay residents, ridership on the studied shortened line is crippled and not at all representative of the full build-out. While the study did treat the Purple Line as a heavy rail metro, there is a light rail alternative. This is a bad alternative because not only does it follow the same expensive alignment, it serves it much slower, which will hurt ridership. Unfortunate update. SANDAG has updated its new plan and has downgraded Purple Line to light rail. Not only that, it has cut the northern section, so it's gotten rid of the major job centers that the populations would be linked to. This is not okay. The entire line depends on hitting these crucial job centers, and we must lobby SANDAG to return the Purple Line to its original glory. It will be transformative if fully built out, and we need to make sure SANDAG doesn't lose itself in short-term budget issues. Due to the study not including the southern portion of the line, station locations are uncertain here. According to past documents, at the southern terminus, the line will begin at San Ysidro Station, which already serves the busiest land border crossing outside of Asia. The station is the 2nd busiest in the network, and by far the busiest station served only by a single line currently. It will continue north to Iris Avenue Station, which is the 6th busiest station in the system and is a bus hub. There is lots of redevelopment potential in the area as well. Past that, the Purple Line will diverge from the Blue Line and run along 4th Avenue with its next station at the intersection of 4th and Palomar Street in Chula Vista. This area has development potential as the intersection is flanked by single-family housing, low-density apartments, and strip malls. The other Chula Vista station is located at 4th and E or F Street. This area is the downtown of Chula Vista and could be significantly redeveloped from its current low-density usage. National City is the southern terminus actually included in the concept study. Two alignment options are presented, an alignment that terminates facing south and an alignment that terminates facing west. Both have a station at the intersection of Highland and Plaza. This is National City's core, and since the intersection is surrounded by strip malls and parking lots, the station could host a lot of transit-oriented development. The west-facing alignment continues past this station and terminates in an interchange with National City's existing 8th Street Blue Line station. The existence of a western terminus concerns me, as it means that SANDAG might cripple this line by precluding a build-out to the border, or at best creating a long and expensive detour. The purple line functions partly as an inland reliever line for the blue line between the border and South Bay, so for the purple line to pencil at all, South County ridership must be taken into account and served. Moving on, at Euclid Avenue, the purple line will interchange with the orange line as well as plenty of buses and serve southeast San Diego. Further north, there is a station planned at City Heights at the intersection of Fairmont with either University or El Cajon Boulevard. This region is the densest area in San Diego, denser than downtown, and having a high-quality rail connection will be transformative for it and will hugely boost transit connectivity in a region that desperately needs it. Additionally, the area is redeveloping, and this will provide a further boost for the area. The study gives two potential station locations sited 3 blocks apart, though it is specified that regardless of its placement, pedestrians at both University and El Cajon Boulevard will have easy access to the station. After that, the line will intersect the Green Line at SDSU Mission Valley/Stadium Station. This area hosts Snapdragon Stadium and is a huge planned transit-oriented development project to create a satellite campus for San Diego State University. The concept study gives multiple alignments for the station, depending on cost and preferred station location. Since the area between City Heights and the stadium is very hilly with unforgiving terrain, along with a couple freeways using the existing convenient routings, multiple options are studied in regards to how to route the line. The most direct, Concept 1, takes an underground and elevated approach into SDSU Mission Valley with an aerial station interchange with the Green Line. Concept 3 takes a circuitous approach following the natural topography of the canyons in the area and joins Concept 1 just before the station. Concept 4 is the slowest alignment, with lots of twists and turns, but it avoids most property impacts. Concept 5, the final concept in the area, sets the station well to the east of the Green Line by the 15. This station location runs into floodplain issues and has poor connectivity with the Green Line. However, residents east of the 15 would have a better connection to the line. Past the stadium, the line continues into Kearny Mesa. There are two station alternatives servicing eastern and western Kearny Mesa. Kearny Mesa is the second largest employment center in the entire county, so a scenario where both stations are built personally makes lots of sense to me. Concept 1 enters a tunnel north of SDSU Mission Valley Station and traverses Kearny Mesa before following Claremont Mesa Boulevard with a West Kearny Mesa station. Concept 6 also quickly dives into a tunnel and takes a more direct route than Concept 1. This concept would run underneath Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport, so it would require much more coordination with authorities. Concept 7 splits off from Concept 1 and continues north instead of northwest. This alignment runs in a tunnel and would service stations both in East and West Kearny Mesa. This is my personally preferred concept as it serves both stations well. Concept 8 is a bit of an oddball concept. It would run mostly aerial and in this section parallels the 15 and then on Claremont Mesa Boulevard. I am a fan of elevated rail and this alignment serves both stations, so I support this segment of Concept 8. The line then takes a not-so-short jog up to UTC, where it has an interchange with the northern terminus of the Blue Line and multiple well-utilized bus routes. This area is the fourth biggest job center in the county, and transit-oriented development skyscrapers are cropping up around the Blue Line, so it will be a key point of ridership. The study identifies two potential alignments to service the area. First, there is Concept 1. It largely parallels the 52 and runs under Genesee Avenue before making a stop at the UTC Transit Center. Concept 8 in the study hugs the 805 to the north, running parallel to it all the way past UTC without making a stop, completely missing the huge ridership driver. Concept 9 splits off from Concept 8 with a long Y to serve UTC Station. The station would be sited along La Jolla Village Drive in between the UTC and Executive Drive Blue Line stations. This station placement would be awkward for transfers, with Executive Drive actually being the closer walk. Additionally, this Y configuration would cause UTC to be a terminus due to Y complexities, meaning UTC to Sorrento Valley trips are ruled out from the get-go. Splitting frequencies on these strong destinations is a non-starter and should not be under consideration. The final station is located in Sorrento Valley. Sorrento Valley is San Diego's biotechnology hub and biggest employment center. This area is quite car dependent, however, hopefully this line can spur a modal shift in this very congested area. Concept 1 would continue north from UTC Station and curve east to arrive in Sorrento Valley. Due to topography, the alignment would emerge temporarily from the tunnel to an aerial structure in the canyons between UTC and Sorrento Valley before diving under the 805 in another tunnel. Concept 8 would continue along the 805 until Mesa Boulevard, where it would exit the freeway's right-of-way and continue on an elevated alignment until its final station at the intersection of Mesa Boulevard with Lusk Boulevard. Both alignments in the study appear to have tails, which would allow for future extensions to be possible. In my personal opinion, I think Concept 1 should be combined with Concepts 2 and 7. This gives the fastest travel times along with the best station coverage. I don't think a Blue Line connection should be made in National City, as the Purple Line partially serves as a relief line. The Blue Line frequently gets extremely crowded in South County, despite already having 7.5-minute frequencies. By forcing a transfer to the Blue Line instead of running the Purple Line to the border, you'll be overloading an already very full line. Instead, I think SANDAG should make provisions to build the line all the way to the border from the get-go. As the Purple Line is a huge project and will thus need to be built in phases, Rapid 625 and 688 will allow for Purple Line corridor trips to be made even before the full line is built out. With all the station locations explained, where would the yards be? Well, the study points out 5 different options. 2 50-acre potential maintenance facilities are located west and southwest of the potential 8th Street Blue Line station. Another is sited in the very west of Kearny Mesa, right against the 805 north of Balboa Avenue. To the north, a facility has been identified on the north side of MCAS Miramar, though it has a 3.5-mile non-revenue lead track, which is very expensive. A final maintenance yard could potentially be located in the canyons between UTC and Sorrento Valley. Now, let's talk travel times. The study assumed the line would be built as a heavy rail metro, so I'll use its 50-mile-per-hour average speed as my baseline. Additionally, explicit travel times are hardly mentioned, so some of the travel times are estimates. In the studied section, from Sorrento Valley to UTC, travel times would be just 2.5 minutes. This compares to about 15 minutes on the current rapid bus route. UTC to Kearny Mesa Western Station is another 4.5 minutes. The 7.5 minutes from Sorrento Valley to Kearny Mesa, including a dwell at UTC, is 30% faster than driving on an empty freeway. The study does not explicitly state other travel times other than the full extent of the studied line, so National City 8th Street Station to Sorrento Valley, which would take just over 26 minutes. Doing some back-of-the-napkin math, this means that from Sorrento Valley to just downtown National City, so excluding 8th Street National City Station, the line will take approximately 24.5 minutes. From downtown National City to the border, the line will travel for just under 13 minutes when including dwells. This means that the line from Sorrento Valley to the border will take just 37 minutes compared to well over an hour during rush hour. There is also a light rail alternative mentioned with the same stations, but it will take 43 minutes on the studied alignment and 65 minutes for the full build-out. This is still a very compelling travel option. However, it no longer serves as the huge high-speed travel backbone that it's meant to be. Additionally, a light rail option still has all of the expensive tunneling as the metro option and would only save on costs marginally, so I completely do not understand nor support this alternative. Now, let's talk ridership. The line as mentioned before was split into 2. The recently released study studies it from National City northward. However, the Purple Line is planned to run from the border, not just from National City. What this means from ridership is that the huge commuter flows from the busiest non-Asia border crossing and the massive residential population in Chula Vista gets completely ignored in the study. Sure, the northern part of the line quickly and efficiently connects plenty of job mega hubs, but you don't get any ridership if you assume it doesn't hit any residential areas. Unfortunately, that means that this study's ridership numbers are anemic. This study projects that a full build-out from National City 8th Street Station to Sorrento Valley as a metro line would generate a measly 26,000 to 29,000 riders per day. This is marginally above the Orange Line's ridership, on par with the Green Line, and literally only a third of the Blue Line's ridership. Clearly, something has gone horribly wrong here. If built as a light rail, it would have only 20,000 daily riders, matching only the Orange Line, and falling yet further behind the Green, and especially the Blue. The 2016 Purple Line study, which was studied as a freeway median running light rail, which is horrible for transit, had a projected daily ridership value of 48,000 daily riders because it actually included the southern section of the line. This version didn't even go to UTC or Sorrento Valley, but because it actually studied going to residential hubs, it got far higher projected ridership. All of this is to say that with a far faster mode of transit and a much, much higher quality alignment directly serving big destinations, the Purple Line should get way higher than 20 to 30,000 daily riders. It is for all these reasons that we must get SANDAG to build the Purple Line as an express metro instead of a light rail. The Purple Line is a game changer. While avoiding downtown typically makes for a very weak transit line, this one hits practically every other major employment and residential center in the city, and quickly at that. Our downtown is rather weak, and this line would provide a valuable transit alternative to the most congested freeway in the city. This line is a slam dunk, and we need to build it yesterday.